folks, welcome back to another top 5 video with yours truly, Sam Healey. Today I'm taking a look at my top 5 Mafia games. Now, it's not specifically Mafia games, that's just the title that Board Game Geek gives to that category from which I am pulling these games. It's more like an organized crime, not necessarily Mafia. I guess you could say it's six of one and half a dozen of the other, but it's top 5 Mafia games, top 5 organized crime games, whatever you'd like to say. So first of all, some honorable mentions. My first honorable mention is a game by Quinn Games called Greed. It's a neat little card game where each person is having some resources to do, and it really kind of gets down into the down and dirty stuff, the gritty side of the whole organized crime idea of the game. But it has a lot of really interesting mechanics in it, and I enjoyed it a lot. So that's Greed from Queen Games. And then my second honorable mention is a game that is not actually out yet, and I have not yet played it, but I'm really interested in this game, and that is The Godfather, the board game that is going to come out this year from Eric Lang. And cool mini or not, really looking forward to this game, and I'm feeling kind of weird for putting it on the list because it's an honorable mention in the sense that I am looking forward to it. So hopefully that will be a good one. Now let's get to the top 5. And so as always, I feel like I need to give a little bit of a disclaimer here. These are my top 5 organized crime or mafia games that I have played. Please understand, there may be games that you think are better than the 5 that are on my list. That's fine. That just simply means that either I don't agree with you or I just haven't played it yet and I can't agree with you. So those are, that's my disclaimer for this top 5. Please understand that these are my top 5 Mafia games, not anybody else's. So my number 5 is a quick little bluffing hand management game called Prohis. It plays in about 20 to 30 minutes, and each player takes on the part of a smuggler trying to smuggle their booze and maybe narcotics or whatever it might be, illegal contraband, into these different places that are trying to run their houses of ill repute during the era of Prohibition. And so it's interesting because everybody is a smuggler, but each person also has cards in their hand that will enable them to inspect the cargo of one of their opponents. So at any time, really, throughout the course of the game, you can be inspected, and if you are found to be carrying contraband items, well, then that hurts you, and you can try to pay off the inspectors and the controllers to try to make your trouble go away. So it's a neat little organized crime game that I thought was really interesting. Plays 20 to 30 minutes, as I said before. That is Prohis. My number 4 is actually along the same lines as my number 5 in that you're trying to get booze and other kinds of contraband into speakeasies and bars and that type of thing. But this one is called Bootleggers. It's a little bit of a higher production game, takes a little bit longer to play too, but it runs along the same idea where you are trying to get all that stuff into the speakeasy so you can make the most money. You can be muscled out of the different speakeasies. You can there's a little bit of an area control mechanic because you can have contracts, so to speak, with these different speakeasies, and you're trying to get your guys in there and your stock in there while somebody else is trying to work in on your areas as well. Has really neat little truck miniatures that come with the game, and then also really neat little miniature mobster guys as well. So that is Bootleggers, my number 4. My number 3 is a game that some people might call foul for me including on this list. A little bit of a keep it in the family type mentality, but whatever. My number 3 is Nothing Personal, designed by Steve Avery and Tom Vazel, my boss. So anyway, it is a neat, fun game that I really do have to be in the right mood to play because it is very cutthroat, it is very backstabby, and you can lie to people, you can promise things and then not follow through, you can do a whole bunch of different things in this game, and the theme of a organized crime family or mafia, working their way and trying to get their guys to be the top, the Don and all that kind of stuff. That is what I really enjoy about the game, the whole aspect of leveling up and trying to knock out the people in front of you so that you can kind of worm your way into those positions of authority. I really do enjoy this game. My number 3, Nothing Personal. My number 2 is a game that I just played last night with my family, and that is a game called Family Business. Family Business is an old Mafia game. It's been reprinted in the recent past. Back from, I believe, 1989 is when the first edition was made. But Family Business is a really fun game about trying to basically kill all the other mobsters and all the other families at the table. Each person takes on the persona of a organized crime family, and they are trying to knock out all of the competition. And the whole point of the game is to have your mobsters be the last ones standing. And it's a take that game where you have a hand of cards and you can play contracts on other people. And when people play contracts on you, you can play different kinds of counter cards that like family influence and mob power that negate those contracts and keep your mobsters off of the hit list. And so mob wars can start when there are 6 or more mobsters on the hit list, and that's when your mobsters start dropping like flies. And so it is a very fun game. It has a very strong player elimination element to it, though. As a matter of fact, you can actually be knocked out before you actually get a chance to play cards. Now, that rarely happens, but it is possible. So that is one of my favorite Mafia games. And my number 1 Mafia or organized crime game is Cash and Guns 2nd Edition. Now, if 2nd Edition had not come out, more than likely Cash and Guns 1st Edition would probably still have been my number 1, but even more solidified in number 1 is 2nd Edition because I just enjoy how streamlined it is, and I also enjoy the artwork from this one a lot better as well. So Cash and Guns is where each of you are taking the role of a different person or representative from an organized crime family, and we're all sitting around a table after this big heist took place, and we're trying to divvy up the loot as quickly as possible, and we do so by pointing guns at each other, trying to get the other persons to bow out, because the fewer number of mobsters that are around the table still up and able to partake in the loot, the better, because the fewer there are, the more that you're going to get for your family. So it's a neat, interesting little game that I have enjoyed in a number of different situations with my family, in youth group, with gamers, new and seasoned. So it is for me, I think it's an evergreen type of game where it's just going to shine in a lot of different avenues and a lot of different aspects. So that is my number 1 organized crime or mafia game, Cash and Guns 2.0. So that is my top 5 organized crime mafia games. You can agree or disagree with me, whatever. Let me know in the comments what you think your top 5 are and why you agree or disagree with me. And hey, we'll see you on the flip side, folks.